telling Arjuna in the Dhyana Yoga chapter, keep your the attention, nasagra drishti, right?
Right.
So what happens is, the key part is, when we were in the retreat, we had this discussion where most of the Hatha Yoga documents are corrupted yoga documents.
Ooh, okay.
Very seriously corrupted, some of them. Like Shiva Samhita is a very highly corrupted document, even though they give the name Shiva Samhita. The least corrupted document is Hatha Yoga Pradipika.
Okay.
And so the thing is, basically what happens is, people take these kind of one-liner and they think they are adding something yogic because that's how Krishna Bhagavan told Arjuna and things like that.
Well, we are not Arjun though, but
Because they cannot experience for themselves, what it's doing.
okay.
So this is the disadvantage of the schools and traditions from which, people learn. And what happens is, the key element is, when you have the vibration and the mental focus in the vibration, the nadis clear much better.
So it's better to keep the eyes closed during this Brahma Mudra, and we don't have to hold the hand behind, like she was telling, hold the right wrist with left hand, and those we don't. We just keep the hand straight and just do it straight.
But the thing is, you see, you do what you can feel is a better effect for you, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
So let's
It was
begin.
very confusing what to do. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Actually, is there anybody else who attends the morning yoga session here?
Tammy is there.
Hiraji, would you like to comment on what Preetiji just said?
Oh, sure. My impression is I don't look at the speed and other thing of the teachers. I'm doing exactly what you're saying. If they're going fast, I go slow. And if they do 10, I do only 3 or 5. It's okay. I do that with your sessions. I do that with everybody's session.
I do that too, but sometimes it becomes hard. Then you cannot follow everything later. Like you get behind.
Because the repetition, we are listening the same thing so many times. And so to me, I feel like for me, the requirement is the session should be the most quietest, because I want to be totally meditative and not be having noises in the background, whether they are coming from instructions or somebody's questions. And so that's my approach. So I love all the teachers. I know they are different, but sometimes if I think like something I don't like or agree, I just do the part I want to do. I change the asana.
Excellent. Another question. You see, different teachers have different approaches. My general approach is, give basic instructions and then quietly do it on your own. Whereas some teachers like to keep talking.
Right. I don't like when they talk too much, because that distracts you too much, like too many things they're talking for each one. Let us do by ourselves. Sometimes I do that. I just block them and then I do my own things, that I do. But
so is there anybody whom you felt was talking too much?
Sapna, she gives too many instructions. Like sometimes you let it be, we know, like hand up, extend. But we give instruction once and then we can do it. We know, and you don't have to just say left or right, whatever. There are too many things. She keeps saying too many things. Otherwise, she's good, no problem. But like that hands up,
that's fine.
Inhale, exhale. We can do that. We know once you tell us.
So that's good. So we can tell Sapna there is no problem. Everybody else is okay, right?
Rajanji, again, because Sapna's breathing coordination is one of the best. And so if it's extra instructions you give, it means I can keep my eyes closed and not watch her.
Okay.
To me, her thing is like, pull the right, breathe in, turn. I do that in the same speed because I like the rhythm she has created. If I was doing on my own, I don't know what rhythm I'll have. And so I personally say that's the best session she does. And what somebody else is thinking, it's too much. I like when she says breathe in, because she's not giving any more instruction. Breathe in. And so that coordination, I feel like her spanning of time is so perfect that I really enjoy all that thing. Raise up, put the hands, this, because it brings a rhythm. And I'm not even listening, actually, I just get that clue and I do the asana.
No, I don't. I close my eyes also. I agree, and I like her. She's good. No problem. But sometimes I think she can stop after couple of instructions. She does sometimes, but she's good otherwise. No complaints
No
like that.
problem. You see, what happens is, this is my suggestion for you. When you see it with these teachers, write in the chat box, put a note in a positive way telling that it is a little more effective when you give the instruction once or twice and let us carry on with it.
Yeah, I mean
So
her
if you,
instructions precise. Her instructions very precise. I like she give the best. Like, keeps it, but then it becomes like too many instructions. If she can just In anyway, it's okay. I'm not complaining. I like her. So no complaints like that. Okay,
okay, we
thank you
have
so
gone
much.
6 minutes over time, but today is also Sunday, so we get an extra half hour in the end.
Okay.
Somebody raised the hand to say something. Do you want to hold till the end or to speak now?
I just Namaste Bhaiya. I just
Namaste.
wanted to kindly send us the address to mail the check, donation check. You are collecting donation or not?
I will send you the address right now.
Thank you. I
Right in
appreciate
your,
it very much.
Others, ask him about what's the total cost of this thing.
Oh, we can you can talk to him later on. Okay, Dr. Gupta will call you later. Yeah. Or
no
when you're
problem.
free, just call him.
Send me an email.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rajanji, I have some questions, but I'll wait till the end.
Okay. So let's begin with 3 ohms as usual. Let's take a deep breath in. So, our usual disclaimer, when we do this practice, you're responsible for your well-being, and life in yoga does not take responsibility for it. You know the usual things, so just make sure you don't do any strain in anything that you do. So with that, let's begin with the chakra vibrations. Bring your awareness to the perineum and pressing on the little finger with the thumb, we begin with Lam. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Lam. Lam. Now, bring the awareness an inch or so above the perineum and pressing on the ring finger, we do Vam. 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 Bring your awareness, release the fingers and continue one last time. Vam. Bring your awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body, and there we do Ram, pressing on the middle finger with the thumb. Ram. 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 Release the fingers, continue. Ram. 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 Now bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts, and here we do Yam, pressing on the index finger. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the fingers, continue. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand, continue. Bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and there we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Chum. Chum. Release the hand, continue. Now bring your awareness to the top of the head, and there we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist. Now, release the hand and continue. Last time. Now, we go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. So those of you who know, please carry on. And those of you who don't, the simple technique is to feel a stretch in the bottommost part of the mouth, focusing there, inhaling and exhaling in slow, deep breaths, so that as you inhale, you feel like a mild sucking sensation as the air rubs at the stretch in the throat, the bottom of the mouth area. And when you exhale, it feels like a reverse sucking sensation. So to keep the stretch in the throat and feel it most easily, you can make a big smile, But once you're used to feeling that, you don't need to make the smile, you'll still feel it over there. Now you can continue the same Ujjayi breath with shoulder rotation. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Today, since we are in a different mode, having started late and we have to keep to the time, we'll change some exercises. So keep your hands together and continue the Ujjayi breath. And as you inhale, look up and let the hands come up all the way. And as you exhale, rotate it and slowly bring down as the chin touches the chest and you're looking down. So inhale and exhale. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can tilt our head sideways as you exhale. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tilt the other way and continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back up. With the next inhalation, take the head back. And as you exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest. Last exhalation, bring the chin down to the chest and we go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle and continue. Last inhalation And last exhalation. Now let's go in the reverse order. Last exhalation. Now we will do the vibrations turning the neck. Take a deep breath in as you turn to the right, and we do ah. Ah, to the left. Ah, to the back. Ah, chin to the chest. One more time to the right. Ah, to the left. Ah, to the back. Ah, chin to the chest. Now get hold of the elbows behind the head. And as you exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale, come back. Exhale, pull on the other elbow. Inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back up. Now, bring the hands behind the back. Get hold of the elbows. Take a deep breath in. Expand the chest, pull back the shoulders, and as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now we are going to do the backward bend slightly differently. So those of you who are seated on a chair, you can hold your seat of the chair on the side or your arms any place where you feel comfortable. And those of you who are seated on the floor, keep your hands behind you on the floor, palm on the floor. Then, pressing on the hands, take a deep breath in and stretch backward. You make the backward arch where you feel the head back, the shoulder pulled back. You feel the spine stretched and in a backward arch. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Now, putting more pressure on your hands, try to make the arch a little bit more. Feel the pressure on the shoulders. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Take another deep breath in, push backward, and as you exhale, slowly come up and stretch your hands in front of you. Interlock the hands and push it out. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist all the way to the left and hold that position. Inhale and exhale into that position. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist all the way to the other side and hold that position. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, come into the middle. Inhale, palm into the chest, and exhale, bring the palms the other way around. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Feel the stretch on the fingers, the palms, the wrist, the forearms, the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Now, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to one side and hold that position. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, go all the way to the other side and hold the position as you inhale and exhale into the stretch. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, come into the middle. Inhale, palm into the chest. And as you exhale, actually lift up the hand high up, as far high as you can. Inhale and exhale as you stretch high up. Hold that position. And then take a deep breath in and gently release the fingers. Loosen the hands. Make a fist of the hands and go around the fist. Inhale half a circle and exhale, complete the circle and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. And let's go in the reverse order. Inhale and exhale. Now, take your hand up and bend the elbows and push the elbows backward, and keep pushing it backward and very, very slowly bring it downward as you push the elbows backward. Now, bring the elbows in line with the chest and inhale, open out the palm going around, opening the wrist. Exhale, close the fist and come down. last inhalation and last exhalation, and let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can cross one leg over the other, get hold of the knee, and as you exhale, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now let's cross the other leg over. Exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now we can stand up and we can do the bending exercise. Bring your hands behind the back and we will do the pelvic bend. Take a deep breath in, pull back the shoulders, take the head back, and as you exhale, lean forward, keeping the chin up and shoulder pulled back. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Inhale down, exhale. Take a deep breath in, come back up, take your seat, and now we will go on to the alternate nostril breathing. We will do 6 breaths and then we go to Bhastrika. Now we can go on to Bhastrika, beginning with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath in through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale through the left. Now, we go on to our mantras. Bring your awareness to the chest area and mentally vibrate the lungs going Haim, 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 Haim. Now make it Haim Nam, Haim Nam, Haim Nam. Now visualize a rising vibration from the middle of the chest in between the breasts going up to the body and out of the top of the head. And that feels like home, 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 home. Now we go to the spinal mantra. Here we go. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. I'm Shim 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jaim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jaim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham I'm 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 Om. Now we can go on to the next round, Bhastrika. Let's begin with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale to the left. Let's go on to the next round. Let's begin with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale to the left. Let's go on to the last round. Let's begin with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale through the left. Let's get ready for meditation. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. As you let go of everything, feel the shoulders become lighter, the head become lighter. If you have a personal mantra, focus on it. If not, feel a rising vibration from behind the lowermost part of the sternum, going through the body and out of the top of the head. And the rising vibration feels like 3 syllables. Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om. And we will have Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of the senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. The senses given to us to fulfill the purpose for which we are born. Whenever you're ready to open your eyes, raise the palm of your hands and look straight into the palm of your hands. The practice session is over and we have time for questions, discussions, anything you feel like. If anybody wants to open and start a discussion, you're welcome. Let me make sure you can unmute yourself. Oh yes, you can all unmute yourself. There should be no problem. And people who are in the attendee list, I can promote all of them if you want to ask questions. Go ahead, unmute yourself and start talking.
Yeah, I just have one curious question. The mantras that we recite, like I am, home, and all these, do they have a specific meaning, or what do all these, each mantra stand for?
They have no meanings. They are simply vibration of body parts.
Okay, so it's just, there is no meaning to that.
No meaning.
Okay. And sometimes I find it difficult to create a vibration. Even if I try to concentrate hard, what should I be doing, or what am I not doing right?
Don't worry, just keep listening to it. That's enough.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Malti Poddar.
Dr. Rajan, when
Yeah.
you do the spinal mantras in the end, like I'm, shim, jim, jam. So whenever we're chanting that, just concentrate on that particular part, right? First on the ankle.
That is right.
Ankle, and then on the knees, and then in the lower part of the.
That is right. And if you have
yes,
problem in doing that, then in which case, of course, you don't need to focus anywhere. Just keep listening to it.
Yeah, because if we focus them, every point I get some sensation.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what it's meant to be.
Correct. I do that one.
So, yes, Prem Bhaskarji, go ahead.
You know, when I'm doing that Haim for the lungs, it has nothing to do with the breath, but somehow my breath starts involving in it. I try, but it still comes on.
That's fine. Don't worry about it, because what it is while you need not focus on the breath. If the breath comes on and it stays in the rhythm, let it be.
Okay, I have another question. Just a humble suggestion. I know that a lot of us are doing for many, many years, and I've been doing almost a year now. And whatever the discussion was before we started, I think whatever you are doing is great. You know, we are following what you are doing. And of course, you know, we miss it if we are not doing. Something I cannot do is log in, but then I miss that. But the other thing is, if at certain times, frequently, if you explain what exercise, how it helps you, the different exercises, you don't have to do every time, but you know, at least at intervals, if you can explain a little bit, how does it affect, what part of the body it affects?
Excellent. Thank you for this suggestion. You see, I try to do that when there are new people, and but on the other hand, when we have this Sunday gathering over here, then in which case it becomes an obvious place where we can do that, without any problem. So we can do that right now. Shall we go over why we do what exercises?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody else who has any other questions?
Just a simple question, not very complicated. When we do the back that exercise, the hand should be like that or like that,
Like that.
flat.
Yes.
Yeah, in the back. Okay.
Oh, no. Actually, the one in the back, you're asking, you can do it whichever way you want. Okay.
Okay.
What will happen is,
Uh-huh.
if you keep your hands like this,
Yeah.
you have to make an effort to keep your shoulders straight.
Okay.
If you keep your hands like this, your head will press and it'll be easier to keep your hands straight. So you can, whatever helps you, see, like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
it'll stretch a little better, the whole spine will stay straight. But if you keep your hands like this, it takes a little more effort to keep it straight.
Okay. Okay. That's what I wonder, because I have seen your hand like that.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So
it
I wonder,
helps to
I
keep
do
the
like
spine
that.
straight, yes.
Yeah. So I want to make sure which way is better, which way is supposed to. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Malti Poddar wants to say something again? You have to unmute.
Oh, whenever we chant Haim, we always concentrate on the lungs. But whenever we add to the Haim Nam, do we still concentrate on the lungs, or it doesn't?
Actually, it doesn't matter. If you focus on the lungs, still you will feel the vibrations going all the way to the hands.
Haim Nam.
Yeah.
To the hands and either the legs, right? Haim Nam.
It will go into the hands, and the legs, it will go down the thighs, but it may not come all the way down to the feet.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So now let me go to Mr. Prem Bhaskar's question. We can go by each practice what they do. You see, as I have explained, that when we do in yoga, we talk about cleansing the channels of communication between the trillions of cells which we have in the body, as well as with the cosmos, and we are all part of the cosmos. We are all instruments of the cosmos. So each of us, doing our own part in this living body, contribute towards the cosmic flow. And so you can think of in a large company, when there are like 100,000 employees with many, many departments, divisions and departments and things, each department has many employees, and each people at the end, if they're doing some small jobs, they all integrate into the department, and each department, all the departments coming together accomplish a bigger goal of the company, like that, right? So the same way, each one of us working our own little part, contribute into our local society, into the nation, into the world, and the world contributes into the cosmic flow. So that is how we have to think of it. But in at least what happens is, it's all in a subtle domain that is not as much perceptive for most people in the physical world. So it is all about opening up the communication channels within the body and beyond the body. That is what yoga is all about. And that process is called Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta means our programmed entity. Shuddhi is the cleansing of our programmed entity. Now, to do that, what we say is, the physical, whoever we are at three levels. One level is the physical body, and the third level is the programmed entity, which you call as the causal body. And in between the physical body and the programmed entity, in the middle is the vibration body or the subtle body. And that subtle body, I call it the vibration body. The subtle body can be there only if there is energy in the system. In other words, there is life in the body. If there is no life in the body, the subtle body merges with the causal body, because that becomes the base program. The program's activation with energy is the subtle body, and the manifestation in the physical body is the physical body, right? So what happens is, in general, for all these communication to take place, there needs to be harmony in the system. So think of your own situation, where, let's say, somebody bothers you, right? So if somebody bothers you, and you become irritated, angry, or whatever, then you will find the way you express peacefully and communicate it may not be as clear when you are not affected by emotion or whatever, right? So what happens is, similarly, if you think in terms of communication, if you think in terms of how your mobile phone works, sometimes you will find when the cloud covering is something like that in a certain way, or when there is a thunderstorm or something, you might find that the number of bars in a usual location where you have 4 bars, suddenly it will go down to 1. And the clarity of the communication may drop. So what it is the channel of communication, there is some irritating factor, which is the unwanted thing, which we call as impurity in the communication, right? So what happens is, within our inner body, what are the things that impact the vibration? It impacts it with respect to the biochemical reaction, the way you're thinking, all of them manifest in the form of biochemical reaction. So all of these affect it. The place you're staying, the vibration, the company you're keeping, all of these will impact. And so what happens? In yoga, we say we have to remove the stresses that are there between the physical body and the subtle body, and between the subtle body and the causal body. So removing the stresses means opening up the channels of communication. So now, what is the normal way in which stresses form between the subtle body and the gross body? The normal way in which stresses form is you overdo things. When you overdo things, you tire yourself, you push yourself more than you should be doing. So you want to be a perfectionist, and you want to, this project has to be done by this tonight, and so you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable to, do it by tonight, whatever. That creates stress within you, right? That is the kind of a stress between the physical body and the gross body and the subtle body. Now, so how do you cure it? Very simple. Reduce the load of work you have to do on yourself, or increase the supply of energy. And how do you reduce the load on yourself? Calm the mind. Immediately you have to do goes away. The sense of me, the doer, goes away. You become an observer. So the demands on the system goes down, and you do Bhastrika Pranayama. The energy increases in the system. You eliminate the stress. So the communication in the nadis at the level between the gross body and the subtle body open up. So, and then to open up the communication between the subtle body and the causal body, there it is a different zone. What kind of stresses come over there? Well, to give you the best example, since many of you are familiar with Bhagavad Gita, where Sri Krishna tells Arjun, when Arjun says, I'm better off, rather than killing my relatives and all of that, to go away from here and go and become a sadhu. So what Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjun is, if you do that, then you will be violating your swadharma. You were born to do this. And if you don't kill them, any case they are meant to go. And so it will happen any case. But if you don't do it, you will incur the adharma karma of not having done your dharma, your swadharma at this thing. So what happens is, I just gave you an example, but what happens is, your programmed entity with which you have come in this world, it has a certain purpose to fulfill. If you go against that, that is a serious, stress between the causal body and the subtle body. When that happens, that causes autoimmune conditions, it causes mental health conditions, all of that reside over there. Now, of course, another example of it is, the key part of it that happens is, you can understand when you're unable to understand yourself as simply an instrument of the cosmic flow, but you bring yourself into it and say, I have to do, and you get, the I becomes very strong. Then what happens is, in the lower level of the stresses between the physical and causal body, physical and subtle body, you overdo. But between the subtle body and the causal body, what happens is you develop anger, hatred, people who didn't want to do your way, you become, you develop anger and things, and if you harbor hatred and things within yourself long enough, then that becomes a factor which also damages, puts stress in the between the subtle body and the causal body. So what do we do in our practices to address this? So the chakra vibration that we do is to eliminate the stresses between the subtle body and the causal body. So the chakra vibration is very, very useful for mental health conditions and can also have some help in autoimmune conditions. Now, of course, we do the chakra vibration as a practice here only because it is easy to do in a group setting, and when new people come on, it is easier to adapt. There is a higher level practice that is called karma cleansing practice, and along with dance yoga also we do it, and without it also we can do the karma cleansing practice. And this we did in the retreat because we have the captured audience and we have so many days to work with it, and so we did this in the retreat. But to do it in this kind of a setting where we have an hour and a half, it is not possible. And when new people come, we explain it one day, new people come, you have to go through a longer explanation, it's not possible. Now, there is the highest practice in karma cleansing, and in those kinds of cleansing, we also do, it is not the highest, it is one below that, is for people who have autoimmune condition, we use a specific mantra focused in a certain way to work on it. If that mantra is overdone, it will have a negative effect. And that is why I don't share it with everyone publicly, because it will destabilize people if they don't have a need for it and they use it. Okay? Now, there is the highest mantra, we call it as the Triambaka Kriya. If that is done, it is even more powerful. But if that actually can only be done for people for whom this is their last lifetime. If they have any karmas, what are called the sanchita karma, that will come in the next lifetime kind of thing, if they have to be born again, if that practice is done, it will kill them. So we call that as Triambaka Kriya, and we don't teach that to people in general. Okay, so those are those practices in that zone, but we only do chakra vibration to address that. Now, after the chakra vibration, the practices we are doing are largely at the lower level to deal between the subtle body and the causal body, except when we come into meditation in the end. Okay, so what happens is when we do Ujjayi Pranayama, after typically what happens? Ujjayi Pranayama helps every part of the body to become better sensitized with the brain. So the brain recognizes deficiencies in different parts of the body. And what is the deficiency? Lack of energy. And how is energy produced in the body? Every part of the body produces its own energy. Every organ is a bundle of cells. When the cells produce the energy, it's not dumb energy. It is the energy that feeds the program of that body part, right? So what happens is when the Ujjayi Pranayama makes every part of the body more sensitized to the brain allocates more energy to those parts of the body that need it, and so it has an anti-inflammatory effect. So that is why Ujjayi Pranayama we do. Then the next level, after the Ujjayi Pranayama, we work with a whole set of physical movement practices. That physical movement practices are essentially done to do one single thing. Now, of course, the Ujjayi Pranayama is anti-inflammatory, sensitizing is good thing, but it is working at the peripheral nervous level, peripheral nervous system level. Now, the central nervous system element is really the brain and the spine. So the Ujjayi Pranayama will do its job, bringing the peripheral this thing. But the element related to the spine, if the spine is not communicating well enough, the totality of the impact will not be there. So what happens is, when we do the spine, all the exercises from the neck rotation to down the spine, it is all, we call it as spinal alignment. So what happens is, it makes all the areas, the muscles, as well as the nerves that connect from the muscles into the spine or whatever, all of them, the organ systems connected, they become more stimulated because the spine is stimulated. So the spinal alignment makes, we say, it stimulates the central nervous system, but it's only at the level of the 5 areas of the spine. The part of the brain is not necessarily stimulated with that. Okay, there of course the Ujjayi Pranayama stimulates the vagus nerve, which is the 10th cranial nerve, where the stimulation directly goes to the brain. But then when the brain responds, the motor nerves need to work through the spine, and so the spine also needs to be stimulated in order to fulfill the full connection going through. Then after we have done all the stimulations along the spinal alignment, remember what we do is, the Basriga Pranayama that we do is only to stimulate energy. But before we do that, what do? We do the alternate nostril breathing. The alternate nostril breathing is to balance the 2 hemispheres of the brain. In fact, when we say it is to balance the 2 hemispheres of the brain, there is it basically stimulates the brain well enough so that the spinal alignment and the Ujjayi Pranayama that you have done, it helps the flow of the energy even better when we do that. Now, the one way is the way we do, but there is another way to do it, because the net effect of the alternate nostril breathing is to stimulate the corpus callosum, that is the in between the connecting portion between the 2 hemispheres of the brain. So that connector is the one that needs to be stimulated so that the 2 parts of the brain are in sync with each other, they're communicating well enough. So this is the reason we do all these that we do. Now, when we do specific mantras, all we have done in this spinal alignment and this breathing practice is, we have helped the energy production of the body to reach the parts that were deficient over there. Okay, but it doesn't do any repair function. It only does maintenance function, right? So now what happens is, when we use mantras, the mantras have a repair function added to them. Now, what is the nature of the repair function we are talking about? Very interestingly, the repair function in us is not only the programs running within the body, but also the programs from the body that communicate into the cosmos. And so if there is a part of the body that has degenerated, that needs to be repaired, mantra is the only thing that can do that. So what happens is, when we do the mantra Haim, we are actually stimulating the entire chest area at the physical element level. The mantra Ha is a mantra that corresponds to the earth element. The mantra Im corresponds to the fire element. The fire element is the communicator beyond the local area, whereas the earth element is the local element right over there. So when we do Haim, it actually stimulates all the organ areas in the chest. And specifically, it has an impact in the cardiorespiratory system to the extent where it increases circulation. Whereas on the other hand, when we do Haim Nam, that circulation is more impacted towards the hand. And why is that important? Because the arthritic hands that are happening, if you do Haim Nam, you can immediately feel the relief that are coming on the hands, because as the energy flows in, all the ligaments that are there that are connecting in the joints, they get stimulated with more energy coming over them. So, so the mantras have a repair function of degenerated organs that go beyond simply supplying energy. Energy to maintain. So that is the role of the mantras that we do in various places. Now, when we do the mantra home, that is the connector to restore any damage done into the upper respiratory tract. The Haim is meant for the lower and upper respiratory tract. So because of the COVID situations and all of that, that is the reason when the initial COVID came, it was affecting the lower respiratory tract and the upper, all of them, we were doing Haim. So these days the COVID virus is only affecting the upper respiratory tract, so home is enough. It takes care of it. So that gives you, so Prem Bhaskarji, did I cover everything? Did I miss anything?
No, thank you very much. I still want to meet with you personally at some time.
Where are you located?
I'm in Gaithersburg.
Oh, you're local, so we can
Yeah,
definitely meet.
Yeah.
And if you arrange with Avni, she will make sure we find a slot sometime where we can meet.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's such a pleasure.
Dr. Rajan,
Yeah.
is there any mantra which you use it for the spinal stenosis if somebody has a problem, lumbar vertebrae?
Okay. See, the thing is basically, with spinal stenosis, I can tell you how we can give momentary relief, which we have tested out. Okay. However, the the mantra, the spinal mantra we do, it may have the effect of restoring it long term, but we haven't tested it enough to give you a certain answer. Okay. But the quick relief is very simple. The very simple element is you very gently you exercise that part by stimulating. Like for example, excuse me, if it is the sacroiliac region, the lower lumbar region, that is the place that is affected, then what you do is you do our pelvic bending exercise we do, right?
Yeah, yes.
So do the pelvic bending exercise, and immediately after holding that for about 2 to 5 minutes in that pelvic bend, then once you come up and sit up, you do 5 rounds of Bhastrika.
Okay.
20 breaths each round, 5 rounds. Then what you will find is immediately that thing will release and go off.
Thank you.
Okay. So what happens is as people age, the calcification, actually spinal stenosis is one example of calcification in that area, right? Now, calcification can happen in various parts of the body. That is why, from a maintenance perspective, using your body parts is very, very helpful. For me, as part of my aging process, my problem is from the hip down to the legs. So for me, to make sure that calcification doesn't create any problem, what I do is I do stair climbing.
Yeah,
For me, if I climb about 20 floors every day or do some jogging, I'm in good shape every day. But that is to address it. So that is why, for me, if I do regular Hatha Yoga practice, I would probably need to do slow Surya Namaskar and the Dhanurasana and Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana and the Shalabhasana. So if these asanas I do, it would have the similar kind of an effect. But then, whichever way in which you can make it work for yourself, we need to do for ourselves, right?
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
A good session today.
Yeah. And so as I was explaining, we have put together a kind of a set of questions for our teachers, points to note, so that there is a better in the other sessions when teachers do, they can do it in a little bit better way. So we have put together, and we'll have internal training session for these people in about 2 weeks' time, because in this, oh, by the way, this next Sunday, we have our annual meeting. I'll be posting it on our website. Everybody is open and welcome to attend. As a non-profit public organization, all of you are welcome to attend. And I will give you an update on what is happening and all of that. We have some interesting, exciting things that are upcoming. So we will discuss all of that in the annual meeting. It is at 12 noon. It is at 12 noon next Sunday Eastern time, which means for people who are in the central time zone, it will be 11 in the morning. So it's for 2 hours, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So you can make note of that. All the connection to join by Zoom will be there on the websites, and I will see if I can include it in your email that you receive so you can all participate.
That would be
Dr.
nice.
Rajan, can we get a correct address where we can send a check?
Absolutely. Actually, let me make sure it is there on our website. If it is there on the website, actually I can, let's go here. Okay, here is the web address. You have right on contact us, 1111 University Boulevard West. Here is the full address to mail.
Okay, all right, okay. Address to any particular person?
And if you can just put it Life in Yoga Institute and it will come to me, no problem.
Okay, good to know. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Rajanji,
Yes, Premji, yes.
Question I have is, we have come here with certain purpose, with a certain program, and we are supposed to do, as Krishnji said, that Arjun, you came here to kill them. The question is, Arjun didn't know that, so Krishnji helped him to inform him. How do we know what our purpose was or what we came for?
Very good question.
Very hard to know.
It's a very good question. What happens is, this is the reason in all our tradition we say that you need to have a meditative, do daily, shut out the mind and bring inner awareness within, what we call as meditation. So daily meditation, and that is why in our system it's institutionalized as the Gayatri Mantra, but the Gayatri Mantra should not be just done like that. It should be done with Avahan. Without Avahan, if you do Gayatri Mantra, has very little effect. Okay? So, so that is what is done. That enables you to do that. But there is one more secret of the cosmos. That one more secret of the cosmos is, whatever you are supposed to do, it will come and stand right in front of you. You don't have to make an effort to go searching for it. So you need to be open to whatever is coming in front of you.
Well, that's very difficult part.
Yes, in the sense, you see, what it is we need to give our mind rest and look from within, whether it's whatever is in front of us, whether we need to engage or not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, Dr. Rajan, I have sent the donation receipt to JSP Prakash.
That is also fine. That is also fine. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so any more questions, or can we close for today?
Close for today.
Okay, so I will stop this sharing, and namaste everyone.